But welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of Simply Another Band of Curiously Odd Travelers. Last time, our party had come upon a quartet of strange demons from another realm who longed for either entertainment, to make a deal for the powerful items our party held with them, namely the seals of the city of Drakenheim, or for their very souls. At first, it appeared like our party would immediately kick off into a combat encounter, but in a discussion with the demons, particularly the one seemingly in charge, the individual known as the Regent, a pig-like demon with tiny black wings sprouting from their back and hooves and just a grotesque, gluttonous appearance, you all began to engage in a game of death dice, slowly whittling down from a D100, down, 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 until finally, Chugrulk, you rolled a natural 1.
Me.
At which point, it was either give up your souls to these demons or dispatch them from this world. So you all chose to fight, and fight you did, and despite the intensity of these 4 individuals, a well-timed banishment limited their martial prowess, but nevertheless, the 3 that remained still posed quite a threat. Their bodies now completely gone from this world, only leaving a pool of steaming, rancid-smelling black ichor all across the floorboards of these former guest rooms here in the Castle Draken. However, one of the main gains of this whole encounter, Chugrulk, you now have in your possession 2 of the powerful items once held by the first paladin of the Sacred Flame, Saint Vitruvio, now in possession of his one and only shield. The voice of Ignatius, now quiet in his sheath, but you can feel in silent contentment as a part of this powerful icon of history's long past now resides in your possession. A powerful relic in its own right and a powerful asset as well. Nevertheless, you still have quite a bit of the Castle Draken that you could potentially explore, but we're not left without scars from this encounter, as you find yourselves whittled down considerably after this dangerous encounter with these demons. You don't seem to notice anything dangerous surrounding you at this time, but this is the Castle Draken, quite possibly one of the, if not the most dangerous places in all of Drakenheim currently. What would you all like to do?
Because we're here. That's why it's so dangerous.
Brewing.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
The Regent, that's not like that wouldn't be any sort of like noteworthy person to any of us or anything like that, right?
Give me a history check.
Oh fuck, I closed out of D&D Beyond. Hold on. I'm dumb as can be. My character and me both. You said history, correct, Stopper?
Yes.
Right.
Not a clue.
So,
You know very little about the political historical figures of this city. You know the main names: the King Ulrich IV, the last monarch of this city, seemingly lost after whatever had occurred here 15 years ago, the fall of the meteor. But not much beyond the main political figures and those directly involved with the church.
okay.
And you guys can hear that music as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the way that appears in that vertical mode. I put the most recent roll down at the bottom, and it is pretty much perfect there. So I really like how that looks. But you seemingly have a brief period of respite. What would you all like to do?
I'm assuming this is still a dark haze, or a deep haze, rather.
Yes, technically. That reminds me. You're not in the deep haze currently. Like the deepest part where you would need to make, regular intervals of Constitution saving throws against the effects, but that will begin to start to occur here. I believe you took your Aqua Expurgo. I would imagine at this point in time. In fact, give me somebody roll me a d20 if you don't mind.
Not it.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
A 12.
How far are you being
Okay.
to it?
You would imagine you have about, given the time that's passed, probably be about anywhere from 50 to 60% of your remaining time of your Aqua Expurgo before the extremely ill effects of the drug will begin to take hold, and you will be rendered incapacitated for a short while. So I would imagine you probably have about, let's say, around 6 hours.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
That's actually not too bad. And where we are is like in a weird, like middle spot between two towers, right? We like found some secret passageway or something. Okay.
Yeah, you're just below the royal apartments. You're in the guest houses below the royal apartments. So that the topmost penthouse is where the royal family's bedchambers would be. The uppermost royal apartments. Right now, you're in the guest apartments, essentially. So, high-profile nobility and guests or anything of that nature would likely stay here while they were visiting the city itself.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so like the stairs that are actually in the like middle part of the apartments, that would take us up to the royal apartments then, or
The stairs that you came up via terminate here. The ones just to your left there,
Yeah.
in the bottom left-hand corner. Yeah, this is the topmost portion of that spiral staircase. The stairs up to the royal apartments, the royal penthouse, you don't seem to see any here that would go further up.
The stairs that are in like that middle portion, though.
Those are just the same. Those are the ones that
just
you
coming
see
up
there.
to the
Yeah,
level.
the ones that you see there to the left, based on the where you came from previously, This is likely the servant's entrance to this
Oh, okay.
guest
I get it.
apartments. And then those main stairs you see in the middle of that corridor space there are likely the ones meant for the guests themselves, is what you surmise,
Okay.
based on your path up here.
Gotcha. All right.
Sort of the same way that service quarter entrance, that hidden passageway between the western tower and the center portion of this castle is kind of intended for a hidden servants passageway. So servants are seen only when they need to be seen and required.
Sure.
Giorgio, as you all gather your thoughts and take a moment to breathe, you stare about at the ichor on the floor, the grotesque, abominable state that these apartments have been left in. You've been here once or twice before to meet various diplomats and assistants with your mother, who was a one of the handmaidens, caretakers, castle ground staff here in the Castle Draken as you grew up. So you're quite familiar with this place, or at least to a certain degree, and its general location within the castle. As you look around, you've never seen this state of this location quite as deplorable as it is here. There is gore, rotten food, all sorts of unmentionable bones and animal parts, potentially parts of humanoids scattered about that may or may not have been consumed by these demons while they were accommodating this location. And it sends just a shiver up your spine, or at least you think it sends a shiver up your spine, before you realize it legitimately has gotten a bit colder in this space. And you see just behind your companion, Tim, there's a piece of glass above this wine rack here on the south side of this this room. And as you see that it's begun to sort of fog up from the drop in temperature, you notice that slowly there seems to be something being written in this foggy, clouded piece of glass.
Yeah. Our little unseen servant friend. I forgot about him.
And you don't see it initially, but slowly as you watch it, you see the word friend come across the glass. What do you do?
I'll go to it. Is the fog on my... Can I write in the fog?
You can certainly... You don't sense anything malicious as you approach it. Tim, as you watch Giorgio kind of approach this glass directly behind you, you turn around and you see this word friend also spelled out in this sort of fogged up mirror behind you above this wine rack. But yeah, you can certainly approach it.
I want to go up and just ask, who are you? Can you hear us?
There was a bit of a pause, about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, before the fog kind of overtakes the word friend, and it goes blank once more. And then you slowly see the word yes respond back to you on the glass. And then Giorgio, I don't think we've discussed your late mother's name, much less her maiden name. Your family name. Would you like to tell us? I don't think we've ever discussed it or decided upon a name.
I don't think that we did.
But what would that maiden name be? If you had to make a choice for the purposes of narrative.
I legitimately don't know if I could come up with a funny enough name on the spot. So,
Vitruvio, you say?
that would be
Schmegeldorf.
Yeah, I don't think you would let me do that. Just
Schmegeldorf.
coincidentally, no relation. Just. What is? Do you find something funny?
We can decide upon something later, but
Yeah.
just below the word yes, you see your mother's maiden name, your only real family name, having never known a father, at least not yet anyway, fully grasping who you are. You have a deeper understanding now, but this is your mother's maiden name. There are only a small number of people who would know this name. And you see a question mark form behind that name. And you think to yourself, how would, if this was some sort of malicious spirit, some sort of demon that remained here, how would they know this? What?
Yeah.
How? You start to think to yourself, who would have known this name? There really could only be a very small handful who would have known that name. And the only ones you could think of that would be here in this castle are either the late King Ulrich or the Steward Johann Eisner, the person your mother directly reported to, the former steward of Drakkenheim.
Mm-hmm.
And as you think about who might know this name, and you see that name and the question mark behind it, what do you do?
I don't think if I've only got those are the only two people that would be in the cast that would know. I think that I would assume probably it would be the steward before the king, because the king, I don't think I would be addressed as friend in that way, right?
You tell me.
So I would ask, are you the steward?
You watch as the glass slowly fogs over once more. This time, nearly a minute and a half goes by, silence and stillness. Before a definitive yes appears upon the glass.
Are you alive?
A bit quicker this time
I'm
around.
gonna call Cedric over, I think,
Okay.
and ask if there's any way that can Cedric, can you sense spirits, or can you detect magic? I know that Tim can detect magic, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I do dabble.
Cedric, can you sense spirits?
I don't think I'd be able to.
Okay.
Just below the word yes, Giorgio, you see a faint maybe. And then a pause. And the word unsure.
Okay. Is there an easier way to communicate? Or is this the best? Is there an easier way to communicate than this? Where can we go?
As you ask this question, finally digging to the root of the conversation, the glass fogs over once more, clearing away the previous answers like an Etch-a-Sketch. And you see the words basement, royal, catacombs.
Okay. Do I remember how to get there?
You can give me a history check with advantage.
With advantage, I've rolled. Damn it. Let me see, what's my modifier? History +2, so I've got a 10 as my best roll.
A 10 total?
Yeah.
You're not 100% sure of the route, but you know that there is the royal crypts deep below the castle. Alongside, you've heard rumors that a lot of the royal vaults are also down in this space. You've only ever been down there maybe a handful of times. Generally, it's sealed shut for obvious reasons, as important things are often stored in the royal vaults below the castle. But what you do know is it is basically the foundation of the Castle Draken. And it's towards the very center of the castle.
Okay. Do you guys trust this? I don't sense anything malicious in it. I don't know how anyone else could know that name.
That would be hell of a grasp.
Yeah, I would probably put my trust in you in this situation, considering this is your literal home turf.
Mm.
So I'd be fine going down to spooky crypts.
Okay. If you guys trust me on this, let's make our way down there. Because I think this would be, if we can get any good information out of this is going to be some invaluable help.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, do you know if there's an easy way down, or was that just basically off of your history check?
I think that, I mean, I know that we got to go down, so we've got two choices right here, and we came up one of them. So I would think probably if we go down the servants' quarters, it's probably the easiest way to get as low as possible, because they would have access throughout the castle, right?
Generally, from your past experiences. You would remember that the castle basically has several different wings to it and secondary and tertiary towers. You came in through the Steward's Tower on the eastern side. You went all the way down to the ground level. And then you went back up from one of the opposite tower on the western side, the archival tower, generally reserved for members of the visiting Amethyst Academy, as well as other dignitaries and things of that nature, because they directly connect to these guest apartments. You remember that somewhere there is, yes, entrances to go deeper into the foundation levels of the Castle Draken. While you're here, Tim, were you planning on using Detect Magic? Or do you...
Hold on. I don't know if I actually have. I thought that was just a thing with I could do like an Arcana check. I don't think I actually have. Oh, chicken. I do have it. I have it through the staff. Never mind. Let me just double check. I haven't used this thing in a while. Yeah, I'll use it. It just uses, I think, one of my charges for the staff. So let me just double check it. But yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. You let out a radius of divining magic, detecting a variety of different things. The castle itself gives off, all the walls itself give off faint signs of abjuration magic. And you would imagine these are likely wards placed all around the exterior walls of the castle. As you stare at the mirror, it's almost completely gone at this point, but you feel the faintest... Oh, it says it will. Okay.
Yeah.
You feel the faintest vein of magical energy and presence traveling deep, deep down to the base of the foundation of the Castle Draken. Almost like the root of some sort of plant, or like a blood vessel traveling through this part of the castle. And it's slowly receding as you feel the presence beginning to fade now from where it was before. But it's definitely heading... Give me just a moment here. Essentially straight down, and then a little ways northward. And based on your previous locations within the castle, you would imagine this is likely almost directly below the throne room. Is where the presence of this, the core of whatever this entity was that was reaching out to you, is located. It's hard to sense, but you can feel that the presence of this entity and the presence of the overall magical presence of the castle itself gets much denser as you go down. With that knowledge, what would you all like to do?
I think we're going to the crypts. Or down, I suppose.
Down.
Going down, my dude.
Let's keep moving.
Let's do it.
Okay. What direction are you going? Are you going down the stairs there in the center, or are you going down the way you came via the servants' quarters, the spiral staircase to your left there, Cedric?
I would probably defer to Giorgio for what he would presume would be the best way down.
So I'm sorry. I thought that the middle part was the.
No, the middle part is likely where the guests themselves would come up through. And this separate wing over here in the corner is the servants' quarters. And that would make sense considering the way you came up through here.
There's also, that's right. Through the.
Yes. Yeah, you were on this previous level before. You had come up through the archival library on the western, the western tower, and through that servants' passage entrance. Kind of the little hidden alcove.
I think it would be easier to get to the basement through the servants' quarters than through
the guest.
Otherwise.
Right.
All right. Servant staircase, I suppose.
Okay. You go down through the servant staircase. You are in that little room with the wash basin, not essentially right here is where you exit out at. If you see my my marker being pinged, this is where you can see that there are the drag marks of blood that you had followed up, the slithering serpentine path through the still stagnant dust from over a decade and a half of neglect in this area. And you still have a choice. There is another spiral staircase continues to descend in this location. This servants.
Oh, okay.
It continues.
We got here because we were here. We came through the secret. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'd say let's just keep going down this spiral.
Sure.
Is that what you all choose to do?
Oh.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Oh, actually, can we go back up?
Well, that's the thing. You're here in this location here, and you can see that there really is no exit in this location here. You
This
simply
is
just
we came through before, right?
You did not go down in this location. You came up through here on this bigger tower, up through these stairs.
Oh, right.
There is no exit at this floor. You don't even notice that it just continues to descend further downward.
We're just spiraling. We're in spiral.
Thank God. Okay.
Yes.
Just passing by.
You don't see anything, but apparently, from what you can tell, nothing sees you.
We tip our hats at them and continue on.
Abominations?
With the exception of...
Shut up, dude.
As you descend further down in this space, you notice that there is a definite increase in the density of the haze.
Sure.
It is getting much stronger as you go deeper down. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw against the haze. You do still have the effects of Aqua Expurgo, so you still have advantage on those saves.
Ooh.
Okay.
26.
Okay, those are both saves.
Oh, is that advantage?
Yes, you do have advantage.
I'm sorry, the first one was 19.
Right. Yeah, you're fine.
It's weird. I didn't prompt it to do with advantage, but did it anyways. Thank you.
Okay, mine didn't roll through, it just did it on my screen.
What did you roll?
26.
Okay. You all succeed.
This haze ain't shit.
Tim, just barely. The DC was 13.
Oh,
I cleared.
brother rolled a 25.
Yeah.
Oh, you rolled twice. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Sorry, I saw the first one. I didn't realize you rolled twice. I thought it
No,
was.
that's all good.
Okay, sorry.
Either way.
You're good.
Either way.
Yeah,
all
you
good.
you all succeed with the effects of the Aqua Expurgo. You can definitely feel that it's penetrating your lungs in greater amounts as you descend downward in this location. Down, further, deeper. You also feel like it's getting more humid as you go deeper down this staircase. There's like a slickness to some of these worked stones.
Ew.
Give me just a moment here. I need to clear specifically where you all exit here.
I'm going to grab a drink, but I'm
Okay.
still listening.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check my oven as well. Just one sec.
All right, let me clear up where you all exit here. Let's see. Reveal. Is this not? There it goes. But as soon as Cedric gets back, you all be exiting
sorry.
at the. Oh,
I'm back.
you're back. Okay.
Yeah.
You're exiting down at this spiral staircase here at the bottom.
Okay, and is this lit up? We can see.
No, it is quite dark in this location.
Okay. But this is the bottom of the stairs.
Yes, this is the bottom that doesn't descend any further down. Down here, though, the haze is quite thick. But without some sort of, I don't know who has dark vision here. I think
Just
Chugrulk.
Chugrulk.
Yeah,
Just Chugrulk, yeah.
yeah. He would be the only one that would initially see what you all come down into here. There's really nothing lighting this space. But you can certainly create light if you have torches or some sort of magical means, if you would like.
I think are we still waiting on Spud to get back?
Yeah, I think he was checking on his oven. So, Spud, you should be able to see the rest of your companions at the base of that spiral staircase on the northern side of this area I've revealed here. You would be the only one, as Chugrulk, were the only one with dark vision to see what this space initially looks like as you step down. You see a number of wide wooden tables, hearths that appear to be like they have large rotisseries above, very dim piles of ash and unburnt logs stacked up in areas, casks of what look like containers of some sort of liquid, basins of water that has since become quite dingy and contaminated by the deep haze. Just at a glance, this seems like some sort of commercial kitchen or large-scale kitchen for the castle itself. You can see there are dusty wine bottles and crates of what look like supplies, the remains of some sort of feast being prepped, likely for the gala event that's going on above, but you don't see or sense any movement initially down here. Everything seems still and incredibly quiet and still. You see layers of dust in this space that are thick, not unlike those you saw in the guest quarters high above this location. The rest of you don't see anything. It is pitch black down here. Thick or thick? Extra thick. 3 C's.
Ooh. Might need to get another fucking dose of Expergo going here.
Shit.
Shit.
Shit. But what would you all like to do with that information in mind? 3 of you cannot see anything right now.
Well, I guess I'm gonna like search for some. I mean,
Yeah, I'm looking through.
I'm
pretty sure I
searching.
have-
I'm just keeping my eyes peeled for like any danger. I guess at this stage, like just being the only one that can see. But generally, I'm
Okay.
yeah, not doing much else.
I have a lot of candles. I can go ahead and, at the very least, light a candle for us. That way it gives us some, like, immediate sight.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Yeah, that's what I meant by like just making sure that wasn't dangerous. And if it's not, then yeah, obviously we'll light some kind of light source. I think is the play.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Chugrulk.
Yeah. Is my
Seems fine from what you can tell.
Mhm.
You don't sense anything initially. Really all you see is just a stagnant, cold, empty, abandoned nature of this kitchen.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
The way I'm reading this item that I have, if I wanted to use it,
Mhm.
I don't get my 4th level back or 1 slots, but I get a 3rd. So just to make sure, I haven't used any of my 3rd level spells yet. So I have 3 slots for that. So would that mean I get 4? I just have to remember it.
If the expended slot was a 4th level or higher, the new slot is 3rd level once you use the pearl. Yeah, so you can regain regain 1 expended spell slot. Yes, you could regain up to a 3rd level spell slot. Is the way I read that.
Okay, got it. Just want to make sure. All right, cool.
Yeah, so you could.
Might be using it today.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly do that. But Cedric, do you light candles around this space?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and light a candle so it just gives us some immediate vision. It's 5 feet of regular and then 5 feet of
Dim light.
after.
Okay. You light a handful of candles. Do you distribute them to your companions, or do you just kind of set them around in various locations?
Yeah, no, I would go ahead and probably disperse it while we're
Okay.
able to look around real quick.
Your companion Cedric hands you all a dimly lit candle on a stand, just a hand holder, if you will. With the candles lit, you can see that this is in fact, Giorgio, the servant's kitchen. You've been down here many times with the young trainees learning the ways of the castle servants, down here with your mother, who would spend a great deal of time down here. You know that on the far side there's a door there, a separation of wall for the scullery, where they would clean the bed sheets, the linens, clothing for the guests, things of that nature. Basically a makeshift laundry room. But this is the primary location where the majority of the food for the castle's various events, guests, and of course the royal family's meals were cooked at any given time during the year. It is painfully still, though, and has an ominous overtone, not because of a malicious nature, but just the loss of the warmth and busyness and continuous use that it used to see at its prime. Now it is a cold, lifeless husk of what it once was. And as you step deeper into this kitchen, your foot bumps up against something on the ground. And as you look down from the candlelight, you see there is not a container, not a sack of provisions, but a cold, lifeless body. Although many succumb to the contamination of the haze, some simply are overcome, and perhaps they are the most fortunate to not be turned. But you see down on the ground there are probably about half a dozen of these lifeless corpses. And were this any normal location across the continent, these corpses would be all but bone at this point. But in Drakenheim and in the haze specifically, corpses do not decay. The eyes are closed, but they are cold and sallowed. Definite signs of dehydration and rigor mortis has set in, but other than that, they simply look to be in a forever sleep as they lie across the ground. You can see many of them have signs of asphyxiation down in this space, likely due to the contaminating air quality of this location. Down in this lowest level of the castle, the deep haze is suffused through the entire space. It is dense, heavy, oppressive. You see that off to the left-hand side here, there's another deeper pathway, and what sounds like perhaps some sort of running water. It's hard to make out at this distance, but you do seem to hear some sort of running source of liquid. You see further down towards the base, there's a number of various compartmentalized storage spaces and doors. They seem to be closed tight. You're uncertain if they're locked or not. There's another hallway here that you can see at quite a distance, a dim shadow creeping around into another hallway. And then, of course, a set of stairs going back up here, and then another hallway just to your left. Chugrulk, as you look down this space, let me go ahead and reveal a bit more of this location here. You can see that there are more of these storage rooms seemingly to contain what would have been large storages of foodstuffs, containers of fresh water, things of that nature.
I feel like I'm just gonna quietly describe what I'm like, I guess like as my vision goes out, just keep everybody else informed. I don't want to like be spouting off by myself at this stage. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Why did that do that at an angle?
Yeah, I guess I'm just doing my best to describe to everybody else.
There we go.
That can't see what I can see. Yeah.
As we're looking around with this being a kitchen, is there like a hearth or something that we could light by chance? Anything like that?
Yeah, you see that there are two of them actually, two wood fire ovens or hearths over to the left-hand side in the center of this room.
Okay, can I just go over and see if there's like any wood or anything in it that I can maybe light a blaze?
Yeah, give me either an investigation or a survival check to see if there's any useful materials that you could use as kindling to start a fire. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, you can find there's a stack of it in between the two hearths. It's a bit damp, but manageable. Between a combination of perhaps your companion's assistance via magic to dry it out, or just other loose bits that you can find that are a bit more dry or were covered up and not as directly exposed to this damp, humid air. You are able to get a bit of spark to ignite on these pieces, and begin drying out other pieces and adding to creating a kind of a curtain of light in this space, giving you a better idea of this location.
Okay.
As he's doing that, Tim and Georgio, what are you doing in this moment?
I think I would start looking around for ways to continue lower.
Tim, how long does your detect magic last? I think it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes. What is it?
Let's see. 10 minutes.
10 minutes? I think you would know that given your detect magic that you can't sense anything further below as far as like down here though, your detect magic is basically everywhere. Everything here is just suffused with different not so much different schools of magic, because typically you're able to discern the different schools of magic. You still detect there are a large number of abjuration spells placed all across the walls of this entire castle, loosely etched into every bit of stonework here and there. But you can sense that there is some sort of raw, dense, chaotic magic that does not fall with any traditional classification. And it seems to be coming further north of your location. Like towards the top of the page, which would be directionally north as well. And it is intensely strong. Like, if you were to look at it from a... Like, in comparison to... like a simple cantrip, it would completely envelop any basic magic. This is on a scale of which you've never seen before. It is generally... It's hard to sense, but it is... in relation to your location, it is even further behind this wall that you came in, almost sort of northeast of your location now. And Giorgio, you said you're searching this location. Is that right?
I would start looking around for other staircases. Any way to get further down, or just hallways that lead off to a different area.
Per your companion's detective magic, you would know that you're fairly certain that you've reached rock bottom.
Okay.
That you are on the level, like this is the deepest portion of the castle. And based on your previous experiences, you don't really know of any place that's too much deeper than this. Perhaps, 5 to 10 feet deeper, but not multiple levels deeper.
Not anything. Okay.
Yeah, nothing of significant elevation change.
Yeah, so if we're looking around for where this dude was directing us, it wouldn't be here. So is there just hallways? See, there's. Looking on the map, I can see one here, and I can see one down this way.
Yeah.
So
which direction are you going to? So I can.
Let's go this way first.
Okay. Got it. Give me a perception check if you don't mind.
Big. 18 and I clicked. Damn it. I just closed the window. 18 and 6. So a 24.
24? Yeah, you definitely begin to map the layout, and in the process you begin... Why is it doing that? I don't know why it keeps giving me those like triangular spaces. Anyway, sorry. You begin to map this out in your mind and begin to recall from your childhood this space. You played tag with young children, other, children of the servants of the castle. You don't remember any names, but you do remember this was kind of a children's playground when you weren't being asked to work on behalf of your family. And same goes for the other children. You can see there, coming down further south into this corner, you can see that there is a large, what you remember as a wine cellar. Large, just rows and rows and rows of fine vintage stored in this location. Some of the finest in all of Westamar. Casks of Illyrian wine and ale, Caspian vintages from across the continent, all sorts of various fineries. Anything that could be stored seems to have been well preserved in this location, just heavily covered with layers of dust, but you can still recognize the the exquisite nature of some of these wine bottles. You've seen them over your times now as you've come of age and been around the continent, and some of these wine bottles in different parts of the continent would be damn near priceless. Several 100-year-old vintages. Bottles that would be the average worker's salary over a decade in worth. You can see here as well, there's another staircase leading up, and then there's a door going south here that's heavily reinforced with steel and iron bars at this location here. And as you look at it, it seems to have a large integral lock on it.
Would I remember anything about this door?
You do not. If you want to give me a history check to see if you do recall anything about it, you're welcome to do so.
It's low, so no.
Yeah, you're not certain. You've never seen this door ever having been open. You knew that it was here, but you don't know what its purpose or where it leads.
Okay, and as far as I rolled an 8 on the history, so use that for answering this, I think. But the way it's locked is that I know it was never opened, but was it locked in the same way? Does it?
Yes, you do remember it was locked in a similar fashion. In fact, this lock doesn't seem to show a keyhole of any kind. So you don't know how it functions, but as you try to push it open, it has no give whatsoever. You don't even know how the mechanism would even begin to open. If you'd like to take a closer look at it, you're welcome to examine it further. But from what you can see here, you at just a glance, you don't seem to understand how it would even open.
Okay. I think coming back around, I would point out the lock to Tim. Because I imagine it's a magical lock. There's not a keyhole or any way that I can see that it would open. But I would want to check out the other hallway too, because I doubt. Well,
Okay.
The more I think about it, I was gonna say, I doubt that he would send us down here if he was locked in a room, but that might be like a safe house kind of thing. So maybe I think maybe relay that to Tim and have Tim look at it while I run down this hallway just to see if there's anything this way. But
Okay.
like a quick cursory check through this, not anything thorough.
Tim, do you want to take a look at that, or are you working on something else?
I am down to pop the lock. On my way over, let me grab a bottle of booze off the rack and I'll take a crack at it.
Roll me a D100 if you don't mind.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
To see what vintage you pick up.
It was a good year.
Okay. You pick up a fine Caspian red, a deep, like dinner red. You can see even through the dark green glass bottle that the liquid itself is quite dense and dark. It is it's about a 70, 80-year-old vintage. So you would imagine I would say you're probably familiar with fine liquors and wines of the continent, having traveled about a bit with the in your past life with the academy and even now. I would say this is probably a bottle in the range of 400 to 500 gold.
Wild.
It tastes good.
But, Giorgio, do you want to search the hallway first, or Tim, do you want to try to take a look at the lock first?
I'll take a crack at the lock, sure.
Okay. It would be down here at the southernmost, near this this stairway.
Come on, Snips.
Okay. Give me either an Arcana or an Investigation check. Depending on which you use will yield different information in regards to this door and this lock assembly. Or you can try to use something else to try to garner additional information. It's your choice. What would you like to do?
Go with Arcana.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an Arcana roll. Okay.
Oh my god, it was close.
The seal on this door is not of any kind of mundane seal. It is exceptionally powerful magic. It has a seal that, although it resonates with your staff, and you gently tap the edge of the staff against the seal of this door, and you see the arcane sigil fan out across the door, it definitely reacts, meaning that it was either created by this staff or somebody who wielded it. But yet, you understand that this is not the mechanism to open this door. That it is... You get the understanding that it is likely tied to one of the seals, just not this seal.
Got it. So if that's the case, I give a shout to Cedric and Chugrulk has one, right?
One of you has this seal, the Chancellor seal, I believe.
I think that's Chugrulk, I believe.
And I think I do, yes.
Yeah, my seal was taken.
I have the Chancellor's Crest.
Yes, that's one of the seals.
Yep.
Okay.
I asked Chugrulk to come on over and see if he can present his seal, see if that does anything. I have a feeling probably not. I think I know which one we need, but I figure why not.
I mean, let's go for it. I'm gonna present the heck out of that seal.
Okay. You see the color of the sigil change once again. And you see that it flashes a different color, but does not activate and open.
Fucker.
And with that, you begin to understand, and given the past ties and the understanding of to whom... what's the best way to explain this? Given your experiences, you would imagine that aside from the king himself, the individual who likely possessed the most power in this location and authority is likely the only one who could unlock this, other than the king himself. Or the one who bears the crown, rather. You imagine that the Steward seal is likely the only one that could unlock this door. As you're examining this further, Chugrulk, you look over to your left and you see a small tuft of grass, almost like a vine, sort of protruding through the floor stone tiles at your feet, just to the left of your companion, Tim. And you notice, and it catches your eye, it suddenly begins to move.
Ooh.
It's subtle at first, but you see that there's this sort of flower bud that forms on the end that begins to grow rather swiftly and slowly begins to open. And you see a very small pupil, an iris, an eye stare back at you, Chugrulk. And you look, and it slowly begins to blink.
Ew.
Very oddly, it begins to blink. Give me an insight check, if you don't mind.
Okay.
You're not familiar with what it's trying to state, but you get the understanding that this is perhaps some sort of language or code. You've seen in your travels, your experiences in battle, soldiers, commanders, generals will utilize any number of things to communicate with their soldiers, their troops across great distances, or to bridge the gap between different languages if necessary. And you see this rhythmic blinking of this flower bud eye that sprouts up out of the between the tiles, and you get the understanding that it's some sort of rhythmic message. What do you do?
Rhythmic
Poke
message.
Poke it with a sword.
Yeah, like not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to do that, but I don't want it to be friendly. Or, yeah, I'm gonna just at least sheath, get my sword ready, and kind of alert the rest. I think that's my go-to.
You unsheath Ignatius, and the dim light of the blade, the divine steel, spreads light around this space. And as it does, Tim, you see the shadow cast upon this tiny flower bud and this iris slowly blinking beside you. And it's at this moment that you realize this is the same sort of messaging and language that perhaps the Modrons were using. It's some sort of code. There's quick blinks and slow blinks and periods of time where the eye, the bud, almost like the lid of the eye stays shut. And this rhythmic series of opening and closing and blinking you recognize as some sort of language. What do you do?
So it's like Morse code?
Essentially.
Okay. I don't know if I know Morse code per se, but you know.
So this is all just happening at the door?
Yes. There's a little tuft of grass that's formed into this strange iris that's an eye that's in the center of the flower bud that's formed on the top of this sapling, or not sapling, but flower that's crept up between the floor tiles.
Is it a repeated rhythmic
Yes.
blinking?
Yes. It.
Could I try knocking on the door in that repeated rhythmic?
Sure.
thing? Okay.
You try knocking on the door with that same rhythm and nothing happens. Tim, if you'd like to try to translate what this entity is trying to convey, you can try to give me either a investigation or a nature check. Are you
I'm
using
down for it.
Are you using a beeping sound?
Oh, I hit that button by accident. Sorry.
Yeah,
have a
I was like,
sense
what
that
the
it's on the
fuck
go.
is going
it's
on
the go
here?
XLR.
I think
I
that
have my mic
rules.
muted. I had the. I
So
had
doing
my
like,
mic muted so I don't like sneeze or something, and I had to
Gotcha.
fucking. Sorry, my bad.
Morse code in the sensor.
Really funny.
Exactly.
That's how we crack the code, guys. I get it. Yeah, we figured it out. Oh, shit.
All right, I'll do an investigation check that works.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
+8, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if my Arcana investigation are both +8, so when Stopper said that before, I'm like, I'm good either way. Let's just do it.
Right. Okay. You don't pick up the entire message, but you do get some of the simpler code. As your companion knocks on the door, you get the same rhythmic message over and over again as nothing happens. And you get the understanding that it likely means no. You get the understanding. You see a single swift blink followed by a pause. And then you see another pair of swift blinks. And you get the understanding that the pair of swift blinks likely means yes. And that the swift blink followed by a pause likely means no. With this in mind, what do you do?
Okay. Me and I'm trying to like ask a question. Like, I guess I could try to talk to it, like ask like, are you the entity that we talked to before upstairs?
You see two swift blinks.
And 2 is yes, 1 was no.
Yes. You see
Okay, cool.
two swift blinks, and a swift blink and a pause means no.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Trying to think what else to ask.
While you're doing
I guess,
this, sorry,
Mhm.
I'm going to
No,
jump
I
over
was
to
gonna
Giorgio, and you
think
can
of-
think of what you want to ask.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Giorgio, over here on the left-hand side, where you hear the slow trickle of water as you step down this hallway with the candle in hand. This is what you see as you kind of step around this corner. Give me just a moment. Oh, what the hell? There we go. Sorry, it takes a sec to make these circular. sections. There. You can see there's what looks like the remains of what was likely a wellspring at the base of the castle for a water source. You can see that there is... hold on, there's a little bit more I need to reveal here. Give me just... Nope, we're not in initiative. Ignore that. We are not in initiative. Yet. You can see there's a large grate, and there's water trickling through this grate. It seems to go through some sort of underground aqueduct out somewhere else. But you can see at this point, this water, even though at one point it was likely fresh and came up from some sort of subterranean wellspring, as soon as it's come to the surface here, it's become deeply contaminated by the haze, as it has that sparkly effervescence to it, I guess, or I don't think that's the correct word, but you get what I mean, like that sparkly sheen to it, where bits and pieces of the delirium trapped in the haze have kind of suffused the water.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely not anything over here. So, we'll go back
Okay.
and see the progress they're making on the lock.
Okay. As you step over here, you see Tim asking questions to a strange-looking flower bud with an eye inside of it. And he seems to be asking rather simple yes-no questions to it, as it seems to open and close like the blinking of an eye in reaction to these comments. Tim, back to you. Have you thought about additional questions you'd like to ask this entity? As you've already asked, are you the same entity that communicated with you all before, to which it did respond with 2 swift blinks?
Yeah, not a whole lot, but more, but, is there another way to open this door without the seal? Without a seal?
You get a swift blink and a pause.
Okay. Is this the only way into this room?
You get 2 swift blinks.
That's all I got for right now, and I just was gonna get the attention of the gang.
You all hear your companion Tim call out to you as he finishes his brief conversation with this strange flower in the floor. Georgio, I believe you would have caught the tail end of that conversation. Is there anything you see the flower and you see Tim asking these simple yes-no questions to this entity, and you get the understanding that it may be or likely is the same entity that you were conversing with up in the guest apartments.
Yeah. Did that say that there is another way into the room, or no?
It said there is not.
Okay, so this is the only way
into that room.
And we have to have a certain seal?
You get the understanding, Tim, that this door is likely only potentially opened by either the crown of Westamar, or that the person who bears the crown of Westamar, or the Steward's seal.
Okay. And the Steward's seal is one of the ones that we had that was stolen, is that correct?
Indeed.
Yeah, I believe so.
Is this where you wanted us to go?
You get a swift blink and a slow pause for no. And then the flowery eye turns northward. So the door is on the south side. It turns basically opposite the door, almost looking straight up on the map.
Up the stairs?
You get a swift blink and a slow pause for no.
Okay. Should we examine the walls?
You get 2 swift blinks.
Okay. Well, let's start looking around.
Okay.
The middle.
To the north of where we are.
This. I mean, I think this middle block that
Sure.
we're walking around.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and. None of these doors are locked. They're just kind of like.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not locked. They're like pantry doors, like cupboard doors. They have like a latch on them, but the latch is not locked in any way. Let me go ahead and reveal that.
I literally did. I'm looking at it now. There definitely are doors right there, but I did not notice that.
It's all good.
It's funny.
Oh, sorry. I keep hitting the wrong button there. Let me reveal this area. You can see it's more pantry containers here in this location.
Okay. What about like if he looked? So you're saying the eye is like right here, right? And it looks this way.
It's that green patch of grass just to the
this
right.
right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And it
essentially
looks
what it
this
is.
way.
From us.
Yes. It's
can
looking
we,
almost dead center up north.
Okay. Can we like look around at the walls here? If there's like a
Sure.
There's like an opening.
anything.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation check. I've got a 20, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't find any mechanism or loose stones or any type of sigils on this wall. But as you slowly round this corner, and you look further down the hallway northward, becoming a bit frustrated by not finding anything as the eye continues to stare northward. You do notice that as you kind of come around this curve, just to the point where you begin to see these different areas and these tiles, these rooms, you're kind of just, at this point, almost like slamming the end of the bottom of your fist against the stonework, just looking for anything at this point. And as you're doing this, you almost trip over one of these areas further up. And you notice that these 2 tiles here on the far north side of this hallway are slightly recessed in comparison to the rest of the floor. Here and here.
Yeah. Can I like dig my fingers into the side and try to pick it up?
Nothing lifts, but as you go to try to dig your fingers down, you look down at this northern wall, and you see that there seems to be a groove here, as if some sort of sliding mechanism is on this wall here on the north side.
Okay.
I mean, for those at home who can't see what I'm referring to, right there. Georgio, give me an athletics check.
Okay. 21.
You manage to slip your fingertips under what feels like a stone door in the groove of this wall. And you squat down and begin to and you can hear the grinding of stone on both sides as this seemingly flat wall begins to slide upwards. It is extremely heavy. And the air down here is suffused with the haze, and it is dense. Give me a Constitution save as you try to continue to pull this thing upwards as you inhale more of the haze in this process.
We got an 18 and 8. We got another 26.
You manage to keep it out of your lungs and just cough it back up as you continue to lift and strain to raise this wall up here. You're about, I would say, about 40%, halfway up. At this point, Chugrulk, Cedric, you can see from this distance your companion Georgio is lifting up, revealing some sort of pathway in this hidden wall here, and is struggling to try to lift this up. What are you doing as this is going on?
I'm gonna lend him a hand, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can both roll athletics checks, or Georgio, you can roll with advantage, your choice.
Advantage is probably the best bet here. I think that I have a +9 on athletics, so.
Okay.
Let's see. With advantage, we've got a 28.
Okay. You needed a 22. This is a very stout, heavy stone door. But yeah, you, with the help of your companion Chugrulk, you easily get it underneath it. And at this point, you're almost like you're doing a like some sort of curling motion. You manage to just get under it. It begins to fall again as you now have leverage underneath this door. And Chugrulk, as you push from above over the shoulder, you manage to just completely slip this door open. And as you do, you are hit with a wave of dense haze from this deeper segment of the catacombs. As this is what you see just through this location here.
My back just took critical damage from your comment, Benji.
You can see there's a hallway here. Uniform hallway. You see large statues on both sides of Chugrulk. Initially, you see this leads behind one of the statues, and you're able to push it back as the stone door slides up. Another mechanism pushes this statue here forward just enough to reveal a space that you can walk into this hallway through. And you see these statues seem to be armor-clad soldiers of some kind. Georgia or Chugrulk, you're the first to see them. Go ahead and give me a history check if you don't mind. Yeah, you definitely don't know who the fuck these people are. You barely know your own history, let alone the history of Westamar. Yeah, Georgio, you're not much better. You know that these are some sort of individuals important to Westamar, but you skipped the day that you talked about military history. But yeah. Tim, you look down as you notice your companion struggling with this door. The plant that you had been communicating with has shriveled up and disappeared.
Oh, my friend. Fuck.
But You have seemingly found an entrance deeper into the catacombs here in the Castle Draken. What would you all like to do? It is suffused with even deeper haze, and it is pitch black in here.
Were there any torches or anything? I should have asked that.
There are, in fact, on this wall. As you look deeper through this secret passage, and just begin to poke your head out, you can see that there are some old torches hung up on the walls. They're not lit, but they look to have fuel of like sinew and oil soaked into cloth, ready to be lit, hung up on various locations along the wall.
Can I light, please?
You can certainly do that.
You could certainly try.
You can certainly try.
This is how I die.
You light the torch and boom! Fireball.
Yeah, it actually exploded. Sorry,
I could
guys.
start a whole fucking Indiana Jones chain of events. Way to go.
This is actually
Yes.
a ton of hydrogen, and
There is a ton of nitroglycerin in this hallway. No. Yes, you see there are a row of about a dozen various armor-clad individuals immortalized in stone along this hallway. There are two doors, or a pair of double doors on the right and another pair of double doors on the left.
so these sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen like what the king and all that look like? Like, have there been any like photos or anything? I don't remember if we saw anything like that.
You did, yes. In fact, you saw in the catacombs below the Cathedral of Saint Vitruvio.
Yes.
You
Okay.
saw a visage of Ulrich von Kessel IV. It's also where you saw the first time Georgio's mother immortalized in a statue, and it seemed odd that a servant would be immortalized in a statuette format in a royal crypt.
Okay. Do any of these other or any of the statue sculptures look anything like Ulrich?
No, you don't see any that look like Ulrich von Kessel.
Do they have any resemblance?
A couple of them do. They're similar looking. Give me a history check, if you don't mind.
Ew.
It's hard to say. There's definitely a resemblance of maybe one or two of them, but the rest look vastly different, and you're not quite sure who they are. Is anybody else proficient in history?
No.
Yeah, actually, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tim,
Get this guy.
you would know that these are likely, some of them might be of the Von Kessel line, but some of them might be of the von Drakens,
I hate those guys.
the original founders of Drakenheim.
Oh, I really hate those guys.
The original royal family of this city before it was usurped by the Von Kessels. Hence the city's namesake of Drakenheim. But you have a door to your left and a door to your right. What would you like to do?
The door to the right is the like closer of them by the looks of it.
They're roughly equidistant, maybe slightly closer on the right.
Okay.
You're basically coming into roughly just off center of this hallway.
Is there anything like outside the door, anything to give an indication as to what like the area could be?
Give me an investigation check. Okay. Are you looking at the left door or the right door?
The right one.
You don't get any indicator. It is, you see a slight crack under the door. It is pitch black underneath. There doesn't seem to be any light penetrating through this area. You do notice a difference in the door to the left. It seems like more of the intense haze is coming from that side.
Oh.
And you can see that there is like a gentle current of air coming from the left-hand side. And Tim,
Okay.
You said you could cast. I would imagine the extent of your detect magic is probably fairly. It's towards its end, but just before it goes out, you would notice that the intensity of that magic, that raw, unfettered, unclassified magic, the source of it is coming from the left.
Let's go right.
That sounds exactly right.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh, I think we should go left.
What is everyone's decision?
Yeah, left is, just to confirm, left is the more
The source
hazy.
seems to be coming, whatever this is, the source of this haze and the source of this energy and this intense arcana is coming from the left.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You can feel as you touch this door, it's not locked. You press against it, and it's a heavy, thick wood door. As you push it open, you come to yet another circular room with another set of double doors. These doors are slightly ajar as they go down a gentle staircase downward towards an oppressive pocket of magic and haze. Give me just a moment to reveal this space. You see another pair of statues, proud, noble knights, of what age of this city, you're not quite sure, but they stand guard at the entrance. And on the doors of this, the entrance to these stairs, the ones that are ajar here at this location, on the left-hand side, you see a crest. One that you do not recognize. At least initially, unless anyone would like to make a history check on to see if they recall what that is. The one on the right, though, Georgio, you recognize immediately. And so do you, Tim. That is the crest of the von Kessel family. Based on the pageantry of the stonework, the armored knights standing guard at either side, the symbolism, you get a feeling that this is the last bastion of protection or symbolizing such before you enter the monarchical crypts of the Castle Draken, the deepest foundations of the castle. Georgio, you've never been down here. You knew something like this was here. You knew of the vaults deep below the castle. And you knew of that the royal family, even though the records are kept in the cathedral, and oftentimes some of the phylacteries directly tying said members of the royal family together are kept in the cathedral. The bodies of royal blood are kept here. Here at the foundation of Castle Draken. The remains of hundreds of years of royal family rest here. And you remember that a single individual, a line of servants to the royal family, was tasked with watching over these crypts. Known as keepers or grave keepers or royal crypt keepers. Almost like a line of their own. Servants, sons, and daughters in succession, just like the royal family, watching over this monarchical crypt. You strongly believe this is where you are headed, to the very base foundation of the Castle Draken. What would you all like to do?
I say let's go.
Yeah, I guess go deeper.
You freak. Okay.
All right, you can only say that in your robot voice.
That's what she said.
You freak. Let's go.
Thank you.
Okay.
I go deeper with Tim.
God damn it. Oh. It wouldn't be D&D without
Some would
sexual
say-
innuendos.
Some would say that we know how to do the Draken Tower.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh.
Good job, guys. We broke him.
Oh. Just wait and see. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
Where's everybody going and what order are you going in?
I ain't going in first. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
I'm coming, but I'm not yet sure on the order.
Mr. Cool Shield, not going to use it.
I mean, I got a cool shield. I just have long arms, so I'm just trying to think of what the strats are here. I'm low.
Okay.
I'm not looking healthy as well. Like that's. I'm not sure if my screen isn't loading right, or I'm not sure how healthy you guys are looking. Like, are we coughing up blood at this stage, or what are we looking like, guys?
I mean, you haven't come into danger yet. There's still
well,
the
like,
option to take a short rest.
He ain't feeling
Yeah.
good.
I'm definitely
you can
like,
take-
I just remember how difficult shit's getting, and I'm like
Yeah.
not liking where I'm looking.
I certainly
at.
would love to take a short rest before.
Can you take
we-
short rest in the haze?
You can
I
take
don't
short
know.
rest. You just can't take long rest in the haze.
Not long. Okay.
Yes. I will say if
Yeah,
you
sure.
spend this amount of time, you've probably spent another hour of your 6-hour time frame. This would take an hour off of that, so you'd be at roughly 50% of the way through your Aqua Expurgo.
Or Aqua Spurgo.
Right.
That's what I'm
And
looking
I
at.
would, if you do take a short rest, I will need a con save from everybody.
So let's just go back to how healthy are we all looking is what I guess my first question was. Like, because I can't see health bars, so like I'm just wondering like how are we looking bruised up, everyone, or are we?
Yeah.
I certainly need a short rest if we
Okay.
anticipate any sort of encounter that will.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're going to have an encounter.
Yeah, I was about to say, and
Be
with that
shocked
in mind,
otherwise.
with Giorgio saying that, like I'm also not looking that healthy, and with being too, yeah, I think maybe we take a short rest.
Yeah, sure. Short rest and do a con save.
Okay.
Sounds like.
Well, I need a con save with advantage from everybody, please. I will tell you right now, the DC at this location is 15.
Oh, you.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Con save. I've got 12 plus.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Show off.
What the?
God damn.
That's weird. It rolled that way. I don't know why.
But you
20
roll
plus
2
8 plus
d20s,
8.
Keep higher one, so yeah. just
Right. You'd be
that's what it
fine.
is.
You still pass.
Yeah.
without-
Okay.
I'm the only fail.
Okay.
I've got dirty 20 on mine.
Okay. Cedric, you take 1 point of contamination, and I need you to roll me a D6, please, not roll dicks.
Nice.
God,
Excuse
Rolling dicks.
Rolling dicks. You do not mutate, so you're fine. You just have 1 point of
Okay.
contamination.
Just throw that in.
Or you can use one of your charges to eliminate it and not take the point of contamination. It's your choice.
I'll take the 1 for now. How
Okay.
should I mark that?
You just kind of have to mark it separately. If you just want to put it in your notes.
I'll say I got poisoned.
As long as it doesn't affect your other rolls, because usually when you select poisoned, it's it affects
Disadvantage
your
on attack rolls.
yeah. So I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you just kind of have to mark it separately. There's not really a
Okay.
clean way to do it in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
It really doesn't start affecting you until level 2 contamination.
3?
Level 1 is
Oh.
yeah, I think 2 there's some adverse effects.
Spider climb again.
No. If you had rolled a 1, then you would have had a mutation of some kind, and I would have had you roll on the mutation table.
Ah.
Because you have to roll at or below your
Contamination level.
contamination level. Yeah. So in this case, it would just be a 1. Would have done it.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Tim and get the the Cyclops eye and the beam, which was pretty dope.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, they're not all that cool though. Some of them are pretty nasty. Not nasty in like debilitating ways, but just kind of like lyric or narratively nasty.
Sure.
But yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll some hit dice, do any preparation that you need over the course of that hour. Chugrulk, you do have the opportunity over the course of this hour if you want to try to attune to the shield of Saint Vitruvio. You could certainly do
I
that.
still get to heal or not?
Yeah. You're inactive for that period of time, so you could still heal. Yes, you would just need to concentrate. Yeah, you could do both. A short rest is just a period of minimal activity. So you could spend as many hit dice as you have available currently. And there's
So if I'm not
there's
mistaken, just because it's got the two, like I'm making sure because it wasn't ticked at the moment. Like the reset maximum HP thing shouldn't be ticked, correct? Just the hit dice thing.
right. So you can choose to in D&D Beyond, you select short rest, and you can choose how many hit dice you want to try to roll to spend to regain hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is something to regain maximum on your hit die. Some sort of feat. I forget what though.
There is. It is.
I don't think you have it.
Yeah. There's also some different. There's some ability from certain subclasses or classes that give you that option as well. I forget which ability. Maybe it's tough or durable. One of the two.
Tough sounds about right.
Yeah, I think. Well, tough I know adds to your overall maximum pretty substantially. I think it's called durable, where you roll maximum on your hit dice whenever you take a short rest.
I had it before.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I'd have to go back in and look. I don't remember.
Do you mind say how much it was? I just used it, but it didn't seem to change my health.
It won't change it automatically, I don't think. Is that correct?
It did for me.
It did? Okay.
Yeah,
It
said it
didn't
have.
for me, but I also wanted to roll my own anyway, so I...
Okay.
Well, I didn't even tell me how much it fucking was supposed to.
Yours didn't go back up.
Yeah,
Chug
no, I'm
roll.
just gonna try it again.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you can just roll them here and roll 20, and then add your Constitution modifier
Yeah.
for
Is it
each
under
dice that you
range?
roll, and then just add it manually.
It's 4d10 plus 12.
Right.
And then, so that's
So
34.
yeah, 34 is what you would regain. You have up to 11 hit dice that you can use.
Yeah, no, I was just like saying because that might have been enough if I got lucky. Can I like this isn't like Warhammer, like I can keep going if I want.
Yeah, you can
now,
keep going if you didn't quite get there. Yeah, because you're 53 out of 103.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm more than that now. Like
right, that was before you rolled your first round of hit dice. So you can spend more if you want to try to get to max health.
Oh my god, but
So it's a 1 plus,
that's
yeah,
plus.
and then, jeez, man.
yeah, this sucks. I'm just gonna try one more.
Okay. It's 1, 2,
Well,
3,
that's
4,
plus 7.
5,
for your
6,
count?
Yeah.
7.
Six,
Yeah.
That's 15.
I'm going to be right back to grab a drink while y'all doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget you can
Cool,
add your con modifier to each one of those
die.
single dice. Yeah.
Oh yes.
So yeah, it's like the other ones you added 12 total because there was 4 dice. Here you would need to add what is it, +3, I think.
3 to each.
Yeah, +3 to each one of those rolls. So it'd be
Yeah.
4, 8, and 12.
Yeah.
So that I think
think
should
I'll
get
just
you back
take
to
that.
max.
Yeah, I think I might just not do the last one knowing that because I forgot that. So I just like take that 9 off
Right.
and not the other ones. I'll just go back to I'm on 96 now, so that's fine.
Okay. You also
I
get
just need to
your
make sure-
as a fighter, you also get your action surge back on a short rest, so you can
Right, how many?
uncheck that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the other. Just making sure I'm correct on my
Yeah, you would have 6 remaining.
96.
I think.
And
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you'd have 5 remaining. Sorry, because you spent 6 of them, so you have 11 total.
Yeah. I think it's got it. Like I'm just making sure it like still adds up because I had to do it manually. Yeah, I've got 5 left and I've used 6. Yeah. Yes, I've got my Do I get my lucky charge back or not? No, long rest.
I think lucky is long rest. Let me confirm.
Yeah, I just read it.
It should say long rest or short rest when it comes back. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All good.
Well, would I be able to use my inspiring leader while we're just sitting here?
Yeah, you could definitely do that. How do you inspire your companions?
Oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of cough up some of the black stuff that is entered my lungs from contamination, and say, "See, guys, it's not so bad with all of this. I think we're gonna be fine."
That's a great way to inspire people. Coughing up blood. What benefits does that give to your group?
Plus my charisma modifier, so 12 temporary hit points.
Ah, there you go. So everybody has 12 temporary hit points added to their. So temp hit points, just so to remind everybody, they do not stack. So if you get temporary hit points later, they don't stack on top of each other. But when you take damage, you would take it out of your temp hit points before you would.
How many do we get?
12 total.
Oh, sorry.
But that's in addition. So there should be an area off to the right of your max. You can add 12 hit points. So you'll take those off before you take off your normal hit points.
Cool. One question about this shield. It says it's +2 AC, and my other shield is +3 AC. So I'm just gonna have it on my back for now, I think.
Okay. You don't want to try to attune to it?
Well, I am attuned to it, but I don't know if it's worth I'm just.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
I just don't.
Not as your active
in
shield.
my hand.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I just don't think it's I'm looking at what it can do, and don't get me wrong, but I just think that the AC is a little bit better for what I need right now.
That's fine. You still get the effects of it because you are still attuned to it.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Is there anything else you all would like to do during your short rest?
Not me.
I'm good.
Okay. So my
I don't
previous
have my channel divinity back yet, right? Or my divine intervention. I don't know how long ago that was.
I would say it's probably been 3 days since you used it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I would say roughly 3, maybe 4 days. So yeah, not quite there.
For all this stuff.
Yeah. Because that was when you were coming back from
The inn.
Yeah, that was coming back from the inn. So it's really been 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Right. Well, what's our marching order descending down into the monarchical crypts?
Okay.
What the fuck?
Sounds like you're going first, huh?
Dang.
I mean, if he's not going first, everyone's gonna know it.
I fucking had my mic muted. I didn't think it was gonna cut through. I hit the fucking wrong button trying to tell my fucking dog to shut up.
That's how you tell your dog to shut up, man. Relax, chill.
Oh god, there's so many sexual innuendos. This.
Nope.
Just that one noise just ruins everything. It's tainted.
Hey man, this is a dark fantasy setting. You need some lighthearted banter and sexual innuendos to break up all the dark humor.
That could not have been better. Like the doink.
so out of pocket.
All right, so yeah, I think I'm just behind Georgio, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Well. Georgio, do you have... Well, let me say this. As you descend further down through this open door, this slightly ajar door, you notice that there's a dim octarine light coming from deeper in the crypt, down these stairs. So much so that you really don't need a torch to see where you're going.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it is an unsettling light.
Sure.
It is an unnerving presence as you go deeper in. Tim, as you follow from behind your companions, this is one of the densest pockets of the haze, that intense ozone-like penetrating air that suffuses your mechanical lungs and your servos. It is like you just licked the end of a car battery. It is so intense at first before your body becomes acclimated to it. But as you step down this hallway, that is the level of intensity that hits you as a mage-born individual. It is such an intense pocket of chaotic arcana, the likes of which you have never sensed before. And yet, there are other, much more refined arcana in this location, but they are so overwhelmingly surrounded by the haze and this chaotic energy that it suffuses through this place. As you step down through this location, leading the charge, Georgio, let me go ahead and reveal what you see here. Straight ahead, as you come down to the base of these stairs, you see there is a steel gate and seemingly some sort of vaulted stone, deep storage location here directly in front of you. It is dim and hard to see much of anything inside, but you do see that it is some sort of well-maintained, locked vault of some kind with a humongous, heavy steel gate with some sort of integral lock directly in the center of it. You imagine that this is likely the Castle Draken Royal Vaults. There are all sorts of odds and ends here scattered about, and what look like scrolls and records and tomes of all kinds. Various chests filled with who knows what, as no one has been down here in a decade and a half. But just as quickly as you notice this vault, you sense movement in a large atrium-like space to your right. And as you turn and look, you can see there is an intense octarine glow in this room. It is full of massive, nearly 80-foot tall pillars, equidistant.
Right underneath. Uh-oh.
This is essentially the foundation of the Castle Draken. This octarine glow seems to be coming from a thick, ooze-like sludge of delirium that is scattered all over the floor, all around the columns. But what draws your eye even faster is a large entity floating above this delirium sludge. At first, it simply looks like a ball of some kind. But as it floats deeper towards the center of the room, you grasp the horror of what this is.
Yeah.
Faces in all directions, arms and limbs jutting out from this amalgamation of flesh compressed into a sphere and hanging in the grasp of multiple of these hands. You see these brightly lit lanterns. The only other time you've seen lanterns like this were in the hands of the keepers, the grave keepers, the royal crypt keepers. Whatever this entity is or was seems to be the amalgamation of flesh of generations of these individuals, contaminated, contorted, and compressed into a single floating sphere-like entity. Give me just a moment to reveal the room here. It is bright enough that you can see almost completely across. And let me go ahead and reveal to you
Terrifying.
the entity known as the Gravekeeper.
The Gravekeeper.
Gravekeeper.
Indeed. The Gravekeeper.
I think he did a little more than keep the graves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it looks a little gross.
Oh, yeah. He's,
Or it looks a little gross. I don't know.
yeah, you're going to love this one. Let me tell you.
Cool.
Give me just a moment here. Has that popped up for you guys?
Yeah, don't like it.
Oh, they keep lanterns too.
Yes, those are the lanterns of the
Lantern keepers.
the Gravekeepers.
Daytime.
You see this entity floating without any type of suspension or any type of seemingly any type of intentional magic, but it floats and eyes all around. Its lanterns shedding light all around it above this entire atrium's floor filled with probably a 6-inch to 12-inch thick layer of delirium sludge all around the columns. All of them seem to be fairly unique, or fairly uniform columns, with the exception of one. The main foundation pillar that ascends from floor to ceiling, nearly 20 foot in diameter. It is etched with intricate carvings at its base. And Tim, you can sense that refined, intensely powerful and dense magic. The one that you sensed all the way up towards the top of the castle. Its source is this pillar. It is the source of all the arcane wards of this castle and all the arcane wards of the city of Drakenheim are sourced from this singular pillar. Georgio and Chugrulk, at your vantage point where you step here, as you stare closer at this pillar, you've heard stories, Georgio, of the central pillar of Drakenheim. the foundation. You thought it was just a euphemism, a metaphor for the power of the city. But now you realize it is a literal pillar of the city. The main source of magical, protective power for this castle and for the city of Drakenheim as a whole. All the arcane wards, the gargoyles, Medizorand, the other dragon constructs, all of it draws its power from this pillar. And as you stare closely at it, you squint for just a moment. Ever so faint, you see a crack running up all the way up the pillar that's being just barely held together, but what look like veins of flesh turned to stone and just loosely holding it together. But you can tell that over time, that crack has begun to grow through the pillar and that it is slowly expanding. And at the base of that pillar, just above the dim light of this sludge, is a form that seems out of place in the other carvings on this pillar. A stone face, a body pressed into the very pillar itself. A face you recognize, Georgio. The face of the former Steward of Drakenheim, Johann Eisner.
Johann. Okay. Well, that's how he's talking to us, I guess. I can gesture towards it and just whisper who he is.
But you have not been detected by this entity that prowls the crypt, known as the Gravekeeper. As you watch it float calmly for the time being through the pillars, ever tending to the crypt, even in this contaminated form, the bodies, the remains of generations of servants to the royal families of this city, ever vigilant and prepared to defend it to the last breath, regardless of whatever the form they have now taken. And with that, we'll go ahead and call it for the night, and we'll pick this up next time.